Hello? Hello? Okay. Well, this is my inaugural live chat here that I'm trying to set up so that I can live stream doing data analytics for you guys, which nobody's listening right now. But maybe if I keep staying on here and doing analytics, somebody will join me. Okay, so what do I have here? I've been really quiet. Of course, nobody's watching, right? Like, I wonder if I can tell if anybody's watching. Let's see here. Can I tell? Let's see here. Yeah, one watching now. You know who that is? That's me, because I'm my biggest fan, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, there's a significant lag, and I can't tell if my chat is working, so I'm just going to have to attract more people and see if it works. I guess I'm testing it in a live situation, which you're not supposed to probably do, but you know me, I just can't wait to get things organized, and then now, I don't know. I don't even know if I have bots working. I don't know. All right, but here's where we are. We're logged into the SAS University edition. So just to remind you of, because I think I'm recording this, I'll put this up. Okay, so this is what SAS University edition looks like. So how do we get here, right? Well, first what you got to do is let me go over here. You got to let's see your SAS. It's been a while since I did it. You got to go to their web page, right? So here's their web page for SAS University Edition. It's not, they try to make it look like it's really easy, and they try to make it easy on you, but it's not really that easy. So I'm Windows, so I went over here. I did this a long time ago, like a month ago. That's not that long time ago. But you can download these instructions, but I'm going to just kind of explain to you what happens, okay? Is that you get this, see, I'm noticing this lag here now. It's really kind of behind. But anyway, this is the first time I've live streamed. So first you have to get this virtualization software. So basically, first you have to download this virtual box for Windows. So if you've ever used like a VPN application where you run the VPN, and then after you set up the VPN connection, then you go tunnel in and use whatever server you were trying to use. It's not exactly like that, or maybe it is exactly like that. I don't understand IT. I understand IS. So it's kind of like that. You're basically downloading this application that runs a lot like a VPN. Maybe it is a VPN. I don't even know. So what it's called is, and I'm running it now, it's called Oracle VirtualBox Manager. VM. VirtualBox Manager. So what happens is, this is its own program. So you got to download and install that program and get it running. And that, I know they try to make it look like it's simple, but if you're like me and you've installed like a million things on your Windows and your computer's kind of old, then sometimes it has a C++ issue, and then you have to go and resolve that. And so anyway, just getting that thing to run was its own issue, And so anyway, so once you get this to run, what I want you to see is that this thing is running, but I made that run. Like, that's the next thing you have to do, is you have to connect SAS with it. And because what this is basically doing, what SAS University Edition basically is, it's a server out there that has SAS on it, that's running SAS, and that there's an interface for you to basically go to that server and put your data on it. Now, that's some caveats, because your data can't be that big. But what I'm not going to complain, because before SAS University Edition, you really couldn't use SAS. Like, you had to be at a place that had SAS because it's too expensive. Like, my small business, if I were to buy base SAS and SAS stat just so I could do regressions, nothing fancy, it would cost like over $10,000 for one seat. And so the fact that they have this university edition is great, because then I can use it to teach and I don't have to pay, like, that's a ridiculous amount of money. But, you know, if I really wanted to use SAS for like an actual project, I couldn't use SAS University Edition because it's on someone else's server. Like, let's say you give me your personal data, you know, I can't put it on that server. And also, if you give me big data, it won't fit. So I'm not going to knock SAS University Edition. We really needed it because I want to be able to demonstrate stuff and practice stuff, and I don't have the money to buy all of that SAS license, so I'm kind of an R girl. But you got to be sort of like, you got to be a person who is willing to learn other software if you're going to be a data scientist. So here we are. This is how you can learn SAS. So what happened is I installed it, and then see how this is running? Here, let me show you here. I had to get it running. I'm going to right click this here. So see, show, pause, reset, close. Now when I'm done with my SAS session today, I'm going to close this, okay? Not only because you're supposed to, because it eats my processor, okay? And that's a power off. So what happened was, when I started this session today, this is just my test run, I ran this virtual box and I started this thing up. Okay, so that was the first thing I did. So this has to keep running while I'm there. And while it's running, it's just open. Okay. And then I had to go over here. After it was running, I had to go up here to localhost. Actually, let's go over here and show them. Oh, I forgot. You have to also download stuff. I know it sounds like illogical that you have to download stuff even though you're porting out to some server, but you do have to download stuff. And you got to put it a certain place on your computer. So if you're like in the cloud or something, you just got to pay attention to what you're doing, right? And then when you go and you download all of the stuff, so this is actually SAS you have to download. That's not this. In my life, SAS takes a while to download, but maybe it'll go faster for you. So you download it, and it looks like you're buying it, but it's free. So then you get it, and so there's a lot of local files basically on your computer that you're running also with this. So when you download it, that's how you import it into this box. So that's how I got this here. Otherwise, this was blank before. So you got to import it into the box. And then I guess you got to share my folders. I can't really tell what happened here. I can't remember doing this part. And then finally, after you get all that set up, and I think I'm going to do a blog post about it on my blog, because it's not that easy to set up. And sometimes things go wrong. Like the first time I did it on my laptop and I did it on my desktop. When I did it on my laptop, I don't know, I had some trouble with that Oracle box, and it didn't install right, or it wasn't running right for a while, and I was totally lost, but then we got that fixed. So then, let's see here. So then see this localhost thing? So that's what I did here is, so once I got connected over here, and, oh, here it is. This window opened up when I started, so let me just show you this here. When I started running this, okay, this window opened and it started looking like MS-DOS, right? And it just did all this stuff like it used to do in the 80s. It was like traumatic for me. And then after that, it like settled into this, okay, which was fine. I just stopped looking at it. I'm so sick of the 80s. So, like, then you go here, and then you do Start SAS Studio, and that's how I got here. I mean, I put all this in. So, every time I log in, now, I get the same stuff here, but I don't know whether to trust it or not. Okay, so this is how we got here. So, why am I here? Well, I'm here because I want to do some different tutorials using SAS University Edition, because I've noticed that I teach R a lot, and R is open source, and everybody loves R, but the problem is people don't really love SAS the way they love art. Like new people, old people love SAS. Like you can tell I'm old right now because I use SAS, right? And I know how. I don't know. I have always had not the best relationship with SAS. I'll just be honest. I think deep down inside, I'm really a sequel girl. And it pains me to say that because I really am an R evangelist and I really like, and SAS has gotten me out of a situation before, more than one. But, I really, and I'm not even really that good at SQL. I just have to say that SAS and we've had a storied relationship. Right now, what I'm trying to talk people into is not seeing SAS as an abusive application, but instead seeing it as one that needs tender, loving care. Okay? So why does SAS need tender, loving care? Because it's kind of old, okay? And it can't go upstairs like it used to. I guess I would say it that way. And, R is newfangled and it goes fast, but it can't handle the big data that SAS can. So it's like you got to learn how to make all these things work together, even though they're not really meant to work together. And you weren't really meant to do them all. You just kind of have to go and use a strength-based approach where you look at the strengths of each of them and capitalize on that and then just try to look past the issues. Because when SAS sings, it sings beautifully. But when there's issues, there's huge issues. Like, they're very embarrassing. And you'll see them. Sometimes I just have to look away. I'm like, oh, they haven't done anything about that. I'll sometimes when I'm running SAS, I'll be like, they've invented artificial intelligence, But I shouldn't say that because SAS was the first one there or whatever. All right. So anyway, we all need to learn about SAS. Anyway, even if everything isn't new, isn't SQL and R, there's history, right? Historical stuff is in SAS. Like, whenever I go to the airport and I see my first name Monika and my middle name Maya, like scrunched right next to each other, like Monika Maya, I just think, they're still fixed with databases out there. As long as there's that, there's going to be SAS and probably COBOL and everything. So we should just get used to it. All right, so now I'm in SAS University Edition. It's a mess because I made it. And you can see I'm writing a book here, and I'm about programming SAS, so I've got some code. But what I thought, I guess maybe what we can do is talk about the issues of trying to get this into SAS. And actually, I'm going to bring up R to do that. So I just bragged about how awesome SAS is for data analytics, right? Like big data analytics. So here's R. I'm sorry. I'll make this R like that. I don't know why it's giving this mess. Here's the R console. Okay, so why did I open R? I opened R because in order to read the data set into SAS that I wanted to use for the demonstration for the book I'm writing, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because even though the data set I was trying to put in SAS University Edition started out in SAS, it was too big. Now, it's not too big for SAS. It's too big for SAS University Edition servers that are restricted. So I had to create a smaller version of the data set, and I did it in R. So here I'm going to show you, oops. I just opened this. I'm going to map it to the directory where I put this stuff. Let me go find that directory in my other window here. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so I just mapped that, and so now when I open the script, it's going to go to my code directory here. So here's some R code. So you can see here I've got all this R code, like here, this make chapter 4 data sets. So as you can see in here, the first thing I did, what BRFSS_8_A stands for is BRFSS is a big data set. It's a big annual survey, health survey in the U.S. And there's about 450,000 rows. And this is a big SAS data set you can download online. Actually, I can go show you. And, I mean, it's fun to do this, but the thing is that they've been asking the same questions for so long that sometimes you wonder if they need a refreshment. But anyway, see, there's all these SAS data resources. And this is literally the data set that I started with, is this SAS transport format. But, admittedly, I used R in other code to get it out of that format and get it into a CSV. So now I'm reading that CSV in. So I'm calling it BRFSS 8A because 8 stands for 2018 because I'm just lazy. And A means it's the first version I'm reading in, right? So let's say that I read that in here. And then let's see here. So it's going to take a little while. But then see here how I create this vector, which is a keep list. You know, I don't want to do that. Actually, you know what? I just want to do, because I want to look at the whole data set. So I want to get all of the columns in there for our demonstration. That's what I was going to do today. Because this is a test stream. I don't know if you can tell it's a test stream. It's recording. Maybe I'll turn this into a video or something. Ooh. All right, well, I suppose I should really turn off notifications, right? All right, so, oh, it's not responding because it's thinking about it, right? So now, I guess I have to just entertain you while it's doing this. But trust me, I got to get good at entertaining because SAS takes a long time. Like, sometimes, like, that server's pretty good for university SAS, but there have been times where I've run a query and it went fast, and then I ran it again and it went slow, and I got pissed off. You know how I am. All right. So you can see that I read it in. Okay, but this time I'm actually going to make new code just for us. So we're going to say that I'm going to copy this. Now, how we're going to make it smaller instead of how that code did it is we're going to get rid of rows because I don't want to get rid of columns because I want to look at all the columns. So I'm going to say just filter in those records in. So I always do records in 3 states, Florida, Minnesota, and Massachusetts, right? Why? Because I lived there before. So we're gonna say BRFSS_8B, right? And it's subset BRFSS_8_A, and it's gonna be X state. I just memorized it. That's the state FIPS code. And I think this is the one in R. So it's going to be Florida is 12, Minnesota's 27, Massachusetts 25. I think this is going to work. Let me see here. Well, to make sure, what you can do is you can always do a number of rows. This should be like big. This should be like 450 something. The number of rows in this first one. See that? Yeah, 437. Then the number of rows in this one should be a lot less because we just took 3 states out. And if it's not, then I screwed up. Okay. Yeah, it's about 38,000 rows. Okay, I don't know if that's small enough, right? So I'm going to save this code here before it goes away. And I'm going to say, let's see here, 120. Let's do, I wonder what that's about. All right, like, there's too much AI in my life. Let me do 118 make wide data set, because that's what I want, is this wide but not very deep data set. But the problem is I'm afraid that it's not going to let me read it in, because there's going to be a limit in SAS universe. So now I'm going to write. Okay, so write CSV. So we're going to call it VRF SS8B. This is the one. But I'm going to call it wide file, just because I don't want to get confused. Because you can see I got these naming conventions. Okay, so we're going to save that. And then we're going to look and see if that worked. Yeah, here it is. So I got, so wide file came out. So now what I want to do is I want to upload it here. Actually, I've been uploading everything into this X. Yeah, see these, that's a lib name I'm at. You know, if you're used to SAS, then you know that, you live by these lib name things. Okay, so we're going to, okay, so this is a wide file, all right? We're going to just upload it and see. See, it's mad now, right? So I'm going to have to go back. This is why I have R open. Can you believe I have to use R? So I'm going to get rid of, you know, Massachusetts is a pretty small state. Let's see if we just put Massachusetts in, how big it is. So I'm not going to reread that in. I'm going to just do this. Oh, it's only 6,000. So let's regenerate it. And then we'll try it. See if it's picky still. Okay, now it should be skinnier for you. Yeah, she is so happy. Okay, so now we have, where is it? I thought we uploaded it. Do you see it here? I don't see it here. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So now we can refer to our wide file, So I'm going to show you. So one of the things that's weird about, if you're used to using SAS like in like PC SAS or even on a server, you're not used to not having the server right there. Like, for example, like you can see here, this is my data. This is what I was using for the R that I was doing. And here you're on someone else's server. So like, where is this? Where is this my folders thing? So you see how I uploaded it to here, but then how do I refer to it? So, and also everything is clunky about this interface. I can't pretend it's not. So I'm going to do this. This is new, how you make a new program. I'm never going to get used to this interface. I'm going to close this here. So this is my new program. Well, I figured out how to make a lib name to map to that X, right? And I'm going to go copy it here. So those of you who are used to SAS, what you normally do is you make a lib name and you map it to a physical location like this. So see these SAS data sets? I would make a lib name if I was in PC SAS and just map it to that and then read it in. But now I'm on the University Edition, so we got to do this here. So let's run this, okay? So this is another thing that's weird. Here's your code. So this is program 1. Let's close this. Program 1, and here's code login results. And boy, am I ever getting confused constantly, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to import, I know it's like we already imported it. Where did it go? Where is it? Why isn't it here? Oh, there it is. Yeah, here. It looks like we already imported it. But see how this one's called SAS 7B DAD and this one's not? We have to convert it to SAS 7B DAD, right? So, let me see here. I'm stealing code that I already made for this book. Here, CSV. Yeah, so you can convert it, but I'm lazy, so I'm going to do, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do proc import. So let's see if I can do it automatically. Like, I'm going to right click on this and do import data. Let's just see what happens. So it's going to write this code for me. Let's see here, setting. So here's the code at main. I don't know, let's copy this over here and see what it does. So let's say we run this. Here comes our, well, I wasn't very happy. Let's see here, input unsuccessful. Okay, what was the problem? So it's got all these problems. So proc import didn't work very well. So see all this code it wrote? Okay, invalid data. Okay, it was line 20. So what this means is, so I'm going to go over what this is. So every time you import a CSV or a TXT or something to SAS, regardless of how you actually do it, what ends up happening is somehow this code has to be written, this in format code. So each variable, oh, I know what the problem is. You know, when I created this file, let me open it up here. When I created this file in R, I gotta groom it because R likes its files differently than SAS. Let's see here. Okay, here. So first of all, R always creates a row names column, so we're going to delete that. And we're going to delete this one too. Or should we? No, we're going to call this, I guess we're going to call this ID. Let's call this ID. Okay, and you'll notice if R prepends this X to the beginning of these underscores, but SAS likes underscores. No one gets along, right? And then the next thing is you'll see that SAS likes a period, or it looks like a period when there's a missing, but R, it looks like NA. So what we're going to do is Control H, and we're going to make NA be nothing, right? We're going to replace them all like that. It'll take a while. I mean, I guess I kind of use like Excel as a data editor. Maybe I shouldn't. You know, people have told me I'm done that way, but okay. So this is still our CSV. I'm going to re-import it. Yeah, I want to keep it as a CSV. I'm going to re-import it SAS because I forgot about that. So I'm going to right-click and get rid of this. Delete. Okay, because that's why this thing wasn't working. Okay, so first I'm going to import the wide file. Then I'm going to try again. I think this next time it's going to work because here it is. Import data. Okay, then I guess I'll copy this. I kind of don't know what I'm doing here because I'm used to doing this in PC SAS, but let's see if it likes it better. Now that I did all that. Yeah, it looks happier. So you go to the log and you see it's not complaining. I mean, and put X's and everything. So let's just go over the code it wrote. Just so you see what happens. And this is basically, there's actually a SAS white paper on this. Let me pull it up. Let's see here, proc import SAS white paper. it's the cutest little white paper, but it basically shows, I think this is the one. It shows how you can run proc import, and it's going to spit to the log all of this information, right? So you can just copy this information out. This is the name of it, proc import with a twist. Okay, and this is, you live on these SAS white papers. And you can just copy that import code out and place it into your code, right? Which I'm not going to do because I don't want to make this. I'm just being lazy. But see how the proc import code, first you need a set of informatic code. Then you need a set of format code. Here's the format code. And then you need the, what's it called? The input code, right? You can see why I like R, like... You just saw what I did in R in like 2 seconds. So here I think what I'm going to say is this looks good enough. So why would you ever copy the code that proc import writes for you in the log and actually move it into your code and edit it? Well, you do that if it screws something up. Because remember, it's using... I think it's the first 20 rows. The default is SAS looks at the first so many rows. It's the guessing rows. You can change guessing rows. You can change it so it looks at more rows. But it looks at so many rows to guess like the variable types for all of them. So it writes that code. If you don't like one of its guesses, then, or more than one of its guesses, then you can copy that code in and edit it. But such a pain. I'm going to just keep it for now. So I'm going to save this code. I'm going to save it here. So I'm going to call it, we'll do it under 300. Import wide. Okay. So that imports this wide file. All right. And I just started saving it under, where is it? I thought I saved it here. Import wide file. Oh, look, I already had a 300. I'm obviously trying to be organized in here, and I can't be because this is such a weird interface. Okay, save. Do you want to save wide file? No, I don't want to save wide file. I don't know what happens when you do that. Okay, so now I'm going to do a proc contents. Well, I guess I actually want to put... Where is it? I want to put this libname code. See how it just keeps opening these codes here? I want to put this libname code at the top. And then I'm going to do proc contents x updated equals. Now, because I had to launder this in R before putting it in SAS, I couldn't like put labels and formats and stuff on. Like that's gonna be, we'll have to fancy it up. Oh, it doesn't exist, huh? Well, where is it? It says it's there. Oh, you know, the SAS one probably isn't in there. The SAS one's in work, right? I guess it's an, oh, we didn't, that's the problem, is we didn't name it. Oh my God, this always drives me nuts. Okay, we're going to open this and we're going to edit this. So here's the name. We're going to change this. This is going to be an X, and we're going to call it wide file. Okay, and yeah, and this is already here. So we're going to rerun this code, and we're going to put the wide file where I wanted the wide file. Oh, there it is. See that? That looks like these ugly names that they always have. All right. So now when we, now I'm going to close this. Now when I do this, I should be able to do X, Y. Okay, that still doesn't exist. Why doesn't this exist? So here's import wide file. Here, out, workable. I forgot to change the out. I guess this is it. Yeah, I have to change all of these. I screwed up, of course. Okay, now I edited the data right. Okay, 6669. That looks right. 276 variables. We're going to die. All right. Data equals X. Let's see if it's in there now. Yeah, there's our wide file, finally. See, SAS has got all these things you can do wrong with it. That's what I don't like. Okay, here's our proc contents. Okay, so we were just kind of looking at this, but I ran a separate one. So see all this? It doesn't have the labels on it because I had to do that launder stool. And blood stool. Oh, God, that doesn't look good. You know what? Let's put the varnum. That doesn't do it by alphabetical number, but it does it by variable number. You'll see why that's kind of interesting. So I put the ID at the front. Here's a state. This is sort of the order. It roughly follows the order of the questionnaire. And you'll see at the end the underscore variables. See, this is the variable number. See these underscore variables at the end because these are their calculated variables. I can't remember what company has the contract to develop this data set. I think it's RTI, but they've been doing it for years. And they use this convention. And I don't think it's a very good one because as you can see, when I move it into R, it just prepends an X. Like, it's very hard to use that. And also, SAS, I've been reading about SAS because I'm writing this book. It has a lot of restrictions on what you can name things. And you can't put really special characters in there, but you can put this underscore. But it's not like SQL, where you have all these long names with underscores. And you can see everything's in all caps, so it's screaming at you. Tetanus, Shangle, oh my God. So female, so female. So you can imagine how, sort of irritated I get with this data set. But now I basically got done what I wanted to do, and I wanted to test this live stream. So let me save this. So I'm going to save this code in X, I guess. So this is 300 import wide file, 305 proc contents. So this is, I guess, a file we'll use when I demonstrate stuff, because there's plenty of ugly variables in there that can be cleaned up. Let me see here. Okay, so this was a test live stream, and it sort of showed you a little bit about the SAS University Edition. And let me see if I have more live streams after this.